Dave Tosh, Executive Director, Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, and today I'm joined by Willow Burts. Willow was a longtime friend of a gentleman by the name of Bill Fischer.
Yes.
Bill Fischer painted our mural here at the Senior Center, and I get asked a lot of questions as to who did that and how did you get him to do that and how long did it take and all those, and that's why we're here today to just talk about that, because this is a mural that I hope to have preserved for however long it takes.
Yes.
Who knows? But it's precious. And so we're going to kind of walk through the room and talk a little more about it. But Willow, why don't you just start telling us a little bit about Bill, how you knew him, and we'll walk on through here.
Okay. Bill was a friend of ours from a long time ago. Everett worked out at the research center, and when Bill finished with college, then he came to the research center and did work out there in the departments.
Okay, and that's how you you managed to meet Bill and learn more about him.
Right, and we had a Bible study out there at noontime, so that even made it better.
Yeah.
But
well, he was well known in the valley.
oh yes, yes.
I heard a lot of things. I never was able to meet the gentleman, but I've heard a lot of stories. In fact, one of the folks in our writers group wrote a little page here of information.
It's really,
yeah.
I really appreciate this, and I thank you for the copy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Bill passed away within this last year.
Yeah.
And
January.
we're hoping at some point to sit down and chat with him directly, but we want to capture some of the knowledge that we have about the mural before it's too late. we tend to wait too long sometimes.
Too long,
to
and then
capture
we're
all this.
gone.
That's right. So, but anyway, he apparently did this over the span of 3 months back in the year, we think 2006. And he was painting all day long. Didn't matter what was going on. Could be a dance, could be music, could be a lunch, whatever was going on. He stayed the course, and of course he had all his equipment out here.
Yeah.
But you're the one that gave me a lot more information about Bill, and I appreciate that. He even autographed the mural.
Yes, and that's really important. And Bill was not only an artist, but he was a poet. He wrote music. I wrote a poem once. He came back and gave me the music he had put into put it in so that we could sing it. Mm-hmm. And then he was a gardener, and way out on the end of Miller, where the ditch goes across, he had a house there and a huge yard, and he grew the best corn in the country, and this was called Bill's Garden of Good Eating. and my youngest son went out and helped him in his yard, and then sold while Bill was at work. He would go out and sell the produce. Uh-huh. So we have double things together. And Everett, my husband, knew Bill's dad, who was a WSU professor. So, so it draws everything in for me.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the mural closely, he's got a lot of detail in this mural, and obviously it's got the seasons, and we're starting on the far end in the fall. And then we have it drifts into summertime. Now I think this far side depicts the kind of the sunny slope area in the upper valley.
Oh, okay.
And then I think this gets into number 2 canyon, which is summer. And then we get into spring, and we're looking at Castle Rock right here above the doorway. And then further down is wintertime, and we're looking at Saddle Rock. So, hard to replicate something like this. Right. I mean, this is something that's very precious. And then, of course, every time this mural is shown on TV or in a paper or something, everybody knows where it came
Where
from.
it
right?
came from, yeah.
Yeah. And he's got one robin in there. He's got, you know, some deer in the background in the springtime.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of thought put into this. And I guess the way he painted was a little unique as well. He'd take pictures and
Yeah,
paint off
yeah.
pictures with a magnifying glass. And so
Right.
I'm not an artist, so I don't understand
Yeah,
all
he
that.
would look at those and then he would paint after he'd looked with the magnifying glass.
Yeah.
And he knew right where he was going.
Yeah.
He did like Horse Lake, and he took a lot of pictures up there.
In the
And we
horse-
and we have one picture that Everett put on his story of Horse Lake, and that depicts Horse Lake High Rise, and that's the picture that we have in our home.
I see. And that was at the Burts homestead there?
Yeah,
around
that's the
Horse
one
Lake?
that now is, I can't remember what they call it. It's the trails at the north end of Wenatchee and up in the high hills.
Yeah, the trail network up there. Anyhow, as I said, we want to capture some of these special moments, and you know, years down the pike here, somebody will come in and ask a lot of questions about the mural, and now we were able to
And
preserve some of
yes,
that.
yeah.
So I want to thank you for your time today to talk about this, and you know, your family, the Burts family, are some of the natives of the valley.
Yes.
And I think
yeah.
that also makes it pretty special. Yeah.
And they can read about that, about Everett's book. Everett's book is online at the, what do we call the Land Trust. You can go online and read the book there. We gave them the right to,
Republish and
yeah, we didn't want to publish anymore, but so they can,
yeah.
it gives an idea. And Everett did a lot of research on it. So, and yeah.
Well, Everett was a big factor in our writers group.
Yes, I know. Thank you for
And
that story.
he, yeah, I got to know Everett very well, and we miss him. Yeah.
Yeah, we do. But he's where he belongs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for your
Okay.
time this afternoon.